What's up, people? Joe Winko here, your favorite Hawaiian guy, and this video is going to be my review on episode 3 of the original MTV series, Scream. Let's get this party started. Okay, so spoiler alert if you're not really caught up with the show. If you're not caught up with it, you can watch it all on the MTV website. I tried loading it up on my desktop computer, but it wouldn't really work that good. But it did work on my iPod Touch, and it did work on my adoptive mom's Chromebook, but neither way, you should be able to watch it on a desktop computer, but if it doesn't, try watching it on your phone or something. It's on the MTV website. I'll have the link in the description for you guys. And, so, this episode was entitled... Let me just double check. This episode was entitled... It was the third episode of Season 1 of MTV Scream, and it was titled Wanna Play a Game. So, how this starts out is it starts out with a flashback of Brandon James. Well, it starts out with a flashback of this one girl running through this woods, like out in this wooded area. It's not really the woods, but like it's like through this grass field that's surrounded by woods, and she's being chased by Brandon James. And then she bumps into this other guy, and then Brandon James appears and he slashes the girl's throat. It's a whole flashback scene from 1994. I thought it was 1995, but it was really 1994. Halloween of 1994. That's when the original Brandon James murders happened. Then the other guy gets chased by Brandon James. He falls, and then Brandon James stabs him in the head with a stick, and it's so gory. I really wish they would have shown the stick going into his head, but they did show the stick jammed into his head, so I was happy enough with just that. So then, next we see Emma's mother. She's a mortician who works at an autopsy place, who's a coroner. That's what she is. She's a coroner. That's what I meant to say. And she's doing an autopsy on Rachel. And Rachel, as you all remember, Rachel was the girl who died in the second episode. Ghostface grabbed her and he hung her from a balcony, but then he cut her body down and hung her from a ceiling fan. But he really hung her from the balcony. That's how she died. And her mom determined that she didn't die from hanging from the ceiling fan. She died from hanging from a much higher elevation. They didn't know she was hung from the balcony though. And then in the next scene, Brooke is being a slut. She's having cyber sex with her teacher, and then she tells him that she hid a naughty picture of her in the classroom, and she says you better find it before someone else does, and the teacher gets mad at her for that, and she closes the camera on him and everything. And I was just thinking, Brooke is such a slut. I can't wait till she gets killed off. And then so then at Audrey's wake, not at Audrey's wake, at Rachel's wake, like her wake before her funeral, that's what I mean by wake, Audrey is there, and she's really sad, and she goes up to Rachel's room, and I think she was trying to hang herself, but then Emma comes in and stops her, and she says, "Why were you trying to hang yourself?" And she says, "I was just testing to see if it was possible." But I really think she was trying to hang herself, though. Then Emma tells Audrey that the coroner, her mother, did an autopsy on Rachel and found out that Rachel was murdered and that someone else killed her and that she didn't kill herself. Then Audrey immediately believes it right away that the killer killed Rachel, and she says, "I knew Rachel wouldn't kill herself." So then Emma also tells Audrey that she was getting phone calls from the killer. So then Audrey recommends that, she says, "Well, why don't you just text him back?" Because she was getting texts from the killer too. She says, "Why don't you just text him back? Because I want to know why he killed Rachel." So she sent him a text asking the killer why did he kill Rachel, and that she knew that he killed Rachel, because he really did. We all saw it happen. We also see more development with Riley and Noah with their relationship. It seems like they were like romantic interests for each other. They were actually, because they were gonna have sex in this episode, but that relationship didn't really last long. Someone cut it short, and I'll get to that later. But then there's a scene in the bathroom that really stood out to me when Emma, Riley, and Brooke were saying that they can't believe Nina's gone and they all felt bad for Nina. Because you didn't really see that in the series at all. It didn't seem like they really cared for Nina that much. No one was crying, no one was upset. Even at the party they threw for Nina, like, it was just they just needed an excuse to throw a party. They had a picture of her and everything, but it didn't seem like anyone really felt bad for her. But then one of the girls says, well, Nina's with us in spirit then. And then later in the next scene, the teacher is shown, like, during class, while the teacher's teaching class, he's looking for the picture of Brooke. And he's like, while he's talking, he's looking for the picture of Brooke. And I thought it was so funny because she was sitting there with her legs crossed, looking all seductive and slutty. And I was like, God, this girl's a mess. I can't wait till Ghostface kills her. But then the teacher eventually finds the picture of Brooke, and then he assigns them for a school project, and he matches Brooke up with Jake, and Brooke does not like Jake because she's annoyed by Jake, and Jake always annoys her too. But the teacher does that to get even with Brooke, and I thought it was hilarious that he did. Because they have some project that they have to reenact a scene, I think. I didn't really pay attention to that part that much, but yeah. So then, eventually next, we see that the relationship with Emma and Kieran, the guy, they're getting stronger to get with each other, because Emma's over at Kieran's house, and they're looking at pictures from the crime scene photos from the Brandon James mass murder, and in that scene, Emma finds out that her mom is actually Daisy, and Emma seems a little upset by it. And later on, Emma and her mom get into like a heated discussion because Emma's upset that her mom didn't tell her that she was really Daisy. And then later on, Emma gets a call from the killer, and Emma says, "Leave me alone. I'm not going to respond to you anymore." And then eventually, the killer sends her a text right after, and he says, "Fine, I'll find someone else to play with." And as you all know, that is not good. But later on that night, while Riley's making out with Noah, Riley gets a text from Tyler's phone telling her to meet him, and apparently Riley gets a text from Tyler's phone saying help. Apparently Riley and Tyler were close to each other. But Brooke also got a text from Tyler's phone, and it's really not Tyler, because as we all know, Tyler died in episode 1. So it's actually the killer, and it was a trap. Brooke also got a text from Tyler's phone, and Tyler was saying that he was innocent, and he wanted to prove that he was innocent, and that he did not kill Nina at all. And then they end up going to the police. They set up the sting. They end up busting the guy who comes there, but it's really not Tyler at all. It's really a guy who was paid $200 to give a note to them that said, "Nice try," like, "It didn't work, you didn't catch me, I'm smarter than you think." That's what the note was, and they still didn't catch the killer at all. Well, of course they didn't, it's only the 3rd episode. But moving on, Riley, Emma, and Brooke are at the police station. Brooke leaves the police station because Brooke leaves the police station because she gets a text on her phone that says, "Meet me at the hotel." She thinks it's from the teacher, but it's really not. Then when Emma finds out that Brooke is gone, Emma gets freaked out and she goes looking for Brooke. So then Brooke leaves. So then Riley is left at the police station all by herself. And then while Emma and her mother are driving around town looking for Brooke, Emma gets a call from the killer. She gets a text from the killer. Well, she does get a call and a text from the killer. And it says, "Now it's your choice to choose, a good girl or bad girl." That means that the killer is either going to kill Brooke, or the killer is going to kill Riley. And now Emma has to choose. So then Emma quickly calls Riley and asks her where she is, and Riley says she's at the police station. So Emma just assumes that Riley is safe, because Emma doesn't know where Brooke is. So then Emma just assumes that Riley is safe, but that was her grave mistake for Riley. And then she tells the killer, please do not harm Brooke, and the killer tells her, as you wish. So then it turns out that Riley's all alone at the police station. She gets a text from Tyler, who she thinks is Tyler, but it's really not, saying, hey, meet me outside. So then Riley goes outside, and then she says, where are you? And the killer says, I'm right here. And the killer jumps out and tries to stab her, but then she runs and she screams, help me, the killer's after me. What she should have done instead was ran back inside the police station, or tried to run around the killer and run out of the parking lot and escaped, because she could have got away. But instead, she runs to the back of the police station, which is all gated off, and then she was climbing up this ladder to get to the roof of the police station, and that whole entire time I was like, climb, bitch, climb! But then the killer was following her, and the killer reaches up and stabs her in the back with the knife, and she bleeds out really bad, and she makes it to the rooftop. And the killer doesn't chase her up to the rooftop, but she goes up to the rooftop. She's totally freaked out. She's losing blood really fast. She calls Noah, and Noah sees her die. And, you know, it was really sad because she just bled out and she just fell back. And she says, I can see our stars. And she was bleeding out. And then she dies. And I felt bad for her. When I first saw that episode, I was like, oh, damn. Like, I knew she was going to die. And I thought she was kind of stupid for trusting Tyler so much. Well, like, what she thought was Tyler. I thought she was kind of stupid, but I didn't really want her to go out that way. But like I said about a lot of other stuff, it's just a movie, it's fiction, she's not really dead, she's just not going to be on the show anymore. And that just made me feel really sad, but it's true. But nothing happens to these people in real life, it's all fiction. And then, what I thought would have been interesting was the killer. I think if Emma wouldn't have if she wouldn't have sent the text, do not harm Brooke, if she didn't send any text like that, I think the killer would have killed both of them. Because I really think the killer is the ghost of Brandon James. How he can teleport to 2 different places at once, and how he can change his voice and everything. I really think the killer is Brandon James. I think it's the ghost of Brandon James who's killing them. And, you know, if Brooke would have died, she would have died really bad, because she went to the hotel room, and she was chained, and she had the handcuffs on her because she thought the teacher was into that kinky stuff, and she had her eye mask on so she couldn't see anything. And I could just imagine if the killer came in and just started stabbing her and ripping her apart, just like Olivia from Scream 4. But yeah, it was pretty intense. What did you guys think of that episode? And I thought Riley's death was really sad in the end, but stuff happens. It's Scream. One person's supposed to die in every episode, so what do you expect? So yeah, so share your thoughts. Do you agree with everything I talked about? I didn't really give much of my opinion on this. It was mostly what happened in the episode, but I think it was kind of stupid for Emma's mom to not tell her that she was really Daisy, because Emma had a right to know. Emma needed to know that so she could be more aware and keep herself safe earlier. But now she knows now, and it's very interesting. I felt bad for Riley. I don't think Audrey's the killer. I still think it's possible that Audrey's the killer. Audrey was sad at Rachel's funeral, but it's possible that Audrey might be the killer, because she could have killed Rachel because she said, oh, I was kissing you in the video, and the video went viral, so now you have to die. Like, kind of like that. She that blame everyone thing, psychotic thing that some people do. But yeah, Riley's death was sad. I think the ghost of Brandon James is the killer. I really think Brandon James is back and he's doing all these killings. But if it isn't him, then I think the killer might be Audrey, but I'm really unsure that Audrey's the killer, but I definitely think it's possible. And I think Noah's really annoying, and I hope he dies, but he's probably not going to, but he could. So, yeah, that's basically it. So don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe to all 3 of my channels, please. And don't forget to share your thoughts and comment. Tell me what you think. Do you agree with everything I say, like my input on the whole episode? So yeah, and if you want to, you can watch the episode yourself. I'll have a link to the MTV website in the description, so you can watch the whole episode on MTV.com yourself, because they post all the episodes there. I really wish The Walking Dead would do that. So, yeah, don't forget to comment, share your thoughts, and subscribe to my channels, and to follow me on Twitter, follow me on Instagram, and like me on Facebook. So that's it. Peace out, people.